Normally, when I talk to you, it's all in my mind, so it's a little bit weird saying all the words out loud. Well, at least saying my half of the words out loud. I'm not going to do yours too. I mean, it goes without saying that I miss you, but I'm not even sure if I really miss you, the person, or just the version of you in my mind. And then I think about like the real you. I don't even know who you are. It's been so long since I've even heard your voice. I don't even know the kind of person that you are, really. I, I bet it's awesome, whatever it is. It's embarrassing, but I still think about you all the time. And it's so tricky and confusing because, on the one hand, you're right in there with some of the best times of my entire life, but there you are again in some of the absolute worst times of my life. So, good news, you ranked high on both extremes, but I mean, it's you, so of course you would. I'm doing better now, but it was jamming me up for a little while. I mean, I'm sure you caught a glimpse of it. I was kind of melting down. I mean, if you thought the internet version of me was crazy, oh man, that was the curated, the real life version of me. People were getting worried. But then I think, how okay am I really making videos at 2 a.m. in the street? I guess okay. I met someone new and I went a whole day without thinking about you, and that made me feel good and bad because I think like, damn, if I met someone new, oh, guaranteed you have two, dozens. And if I forgot about you a little bit, you probably don't even remember my name. I'm realizing that I don't think I'll ever be able to replace you, and that is upsetting. But the egotistical part of me also thinks, well, then she's not going to be able to replace me. And then that seems to make a lot of sense. That makes tremendous sense to me. So I guess that's that's the way the cookie crumbles with that. When things are going bad, sometimes I'll lose focus. I'll just daze out, and I'll have these like terrible daydreams where I think like, oh God, you left with him and had a family, and now you're super successful and you bought a house, and I'm making the Lonely Stoner show. But I mean, really, I have no idea. And I think it's better for me to not know. In fact, maybe never know. It's so tricky because I want to stop thinking about you because it's actually hindering my life quite a bit, you know? But the idea of actively doing that more feels like some weird sense of like disloyalty, but it's like what kind of fucking loyalty should I didn't even have good loyalty when we were together, let alone so like what the fuck? Why now, bro? The thing is that like we were so same, and there's parts of me that are like not so good, and when we're so same, we're doubling up the bad parts that are in me and in you. I mean, granted, we're also doubling up the good parts, which are extremely good, but the bad parts are also like, I mean, you were there. I miss you so much, but I know I can never talk to you because there's nothing good that can come of it. What will be good? We'll be friends again, and I'll watch you live your life with all the people that gained your attention and interest besides me. That sounds terrible. I've reached a point where when I think about you, it's not just rage. When I think about you, I think I hope good things are happening for her. I mean, to be honest with you, I thought I would be famous by now and able to rub it in your face, but as you can see, selling hoodies is not as lucrative as you might think. So, you know, things are going good. It's going to be my birthday next week. I feel bad about it. I I don't want it to come. I feel so embarrassed and ashamed, you know. I feel embarrassed about my age. I feel embarrassed about my progress in life. I feel embarrassed that I'm alone. But you know what? Almost out of comedic spite, I'm still around to tell all these stories because I cannot express to you how close I was to simply exiting the game early to say, I do not want to play anymore. I would like to skip my turn. Please have the cards back. I don't want to fucking play. And I didn't do that. I mean, yet. So I guess I thought one day I just wouldn't think about you anymore, and that one day I'd move on, just like with everyone else. I was able to just move on. But I'm coming to accept I don't think that's really gonna happen. I don't think I'm ever gonna get to go back. I don't think I'm ever gonna just forget. I think it's gonna be the kind of thing where I'm gonna have to change how I think about you. So instead of thinking about him and about everything that happened and about, oh God, all the terrible things, I think when I start thinking about you as a friend, one of the best friends I've ever had, and I think about wanting the best for you, I always wonder how you're doing. I wonder who you with, and I wonder how they're treating you. I wonder about your family, how they're doing. I think you'd be proud of me for a few things. I mean, I've really worked very hard to be much less of like kind of an arrogant asshole guy. And I'm going to school. I'm getting my master's degree. I'm going to be a therapist. I don't know if you saw that. I'm getting good grades. I'm doing good in school for like the first time in my life. I think you'd be proud of me because every time the chips are down and it seems like, what the fuck am I going to do, man? How am I going to get out of this one? When it seems like, oh God, down to my last dollar. When it seems like nothing is working out. How am I not dead? Somehow I just keep going. I I I don't know how. It's almost reassuring that if I just keep going and trying, either something will work out or I'll just eventually die. And what a sweet relief either of those things will be. I'm so sorry for how controlling I was, because I think about even now, you're not even here and I'm trying to control I'm trying to control the version of you in my mind and you still won't listen. Uh I can remember the things that I did and said, and I feel so like ashamed that I did those things and said those things. I think about like, would you go to my funeral? And then I think about like, fuck, would you go to his? And then I think like, fuck, if you go to his, I don't want you to go to mine. And like, why, Andrew? Why, version of my brain that's always talking to me? Why are we this way? Why do we even have to bring him into it? And it's like, goddamn, just as much as I think about you, I really think about him, and I hate it so much. I can't even, there's parts of the country, I can't even say the name of it or look at that part of the map because it's so terrible. But like, you're not even here. There's nobody here in the street at 2 a.m. It's just me, the Lonely Stoner, making the Lonely Stoner show. And how? Like, if he's such a big bad villain, how is he reaching through time and space to still fuck with me? And it's like, I think his power is limited at some point, and at some point, my own brain is taking over. And like, could you please not do that, brain? Because it feels bad. I would like it if we could think about other things. Think about how to sell hoodies, brain. Think about that instead of thinking about him and other bullshit. That would be so helpful. Because you know what, brain? I feed you every day, and you've been eating up that tuna and rice and beans. And would you like to eat fucking steak again? Then sell some goddamn hoodies, brain. Thank you for waiting. I feel so much better because I guess I just needed to talk to you. I really appreciate that you listened. Yeah, thanks. I really needed to tell you that. Like, I know I'm not the only person that has these feelings inside. And like, the relief of telling the empty street is crazy because nothing's really changed, right? But somehow it feels like everything's changed. Thanks for listening. I guess we'll talk again when the time is right.